All right, family. Hey, hey, hey. How are we doing? Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a great day. It's rainy, it's cloudy, it's gloomy. I need some sun. I don't know about anybody else, but when I see sun, I'm hyped. When I see clouds and I can't do anything, can't go anywhere, just pretty much, in the house. I guess getting some much needed rest. Rest that has been needed, much so. Yesterday was my granddaughter's birthday, so I was up with her and up and out and doing all kinds of stuff with her. So kind of tired today, and as you can tell, I'm not my normal self, but that's okay. I know you guys seen the title, and yes, I'm gonna stay on this until we get it. I need for us to understand that what we are seeing. Black said, "Hey, how are you? Welcome." What we are seeing, family, amongst us is not something that we did to ourselves. I want to help you to understand that when we deal with white supremacy on a daily basis, every day, all day, I want to help us to understand why we act the way we act. Because the hate among us is so real and is so disgusting, and it makes me so angry. And I'm frustrated right now. This is why I built Ram in the Bush. That was one reason. I've been working with felons, right? The reentry program, we have Ram in the Bush. And if you guys want to look it up, you can. It's the foundation I created. And the foundation is to show us that we can do entrepreneurship. We don't have to wait on other people to build our tables. We don't have to beg white folk for a job. We don't have to beg them for anything. We have to start somewhere. And us starting somewhere, hey, Forecast, welcome. Us starting somewhere that's allowing me to educate you, put you on a job, get you some training, okay? So that we can, after 12 months, get a certificate and have your own business, start your own business. That's what Ram in the Bush was created. It was created for a reason. I always talk about it because I want people not to forget. I'm looking for other businesses to partner with so that we can put felons, we can put anybody that wants to work back to work. Because I'm looking at this system that is set up in America for our black men that come out of jail, no matter what they did. I try not to get into what their felons is. I know they still have to eat. They've paid their dues. So why are we still holding it over their heads? Okay, they don't hold over the heads of white boys that come out of prison, do that. But black folk, black men that come out of jail, they want to dangle that. Well, we're gonna hold you captive for the rest of your life because they're making $100 per day per inmate. Okay, they're making money. Your judges getting rich off of our black men. The lawyers are getting rich. The DAs are getting rich. They're all because they're either have the hand in building more prisons, or they have a hand in the system putting them in prison. It's all one hand washes the other hand. But they want to tell our men that we can't, if they want to come out of jail and go into nursing. Oh, you can't, you have a felony, so you can't work. You can make $10 an hour, you can make $12 an hour at Burger King somewhere, but you can't make real money to be able to take care of your family. I don't know a black man or a man, period, that can take care of their family making $10 or $12 an hour. But this is what they want our inmates to do. This is what we want. I shouldn't even call it inmates. This is what they want, our men that have been in prison. They want them to come out and scrimp and scrape and half make it. But my thing is, let me train you to do a CDO program for 4 weeks, 8 weeks if I send you to a community college. But guess what? You come out, you're going to make $65,000 a year. So you know what? You can beg them if you want to, but you have an option not to. I'm so sick and tired of black folk sitting up here begging white folk to do anything for them. We taught them how. So how did it get to a point where now we begging them for stuff? When the Jews was in that same predicament, they shut it down, they built their own hospitals, and they hired their own people. That's what Ram in the Bush is doing. We are building our own tables. We are creating new mindsets to get you to think that you don't ever have to beg them if you don't want to. We as black people, we had our clinics. We had 200 cities. We had our own businesses. We had our own land. We had our own homes. We had it all. We built this. We had it all. But now you act like you can't even farm. You act like you can't build a house. You act like you can't allow somebody to help you to train so that you can get to making your $65,000 a year. So then you can buy your own home, you can buy your own land. And if you don't want to work in America, you can go and work in another country. I'm just saying, why is it that we always think that we have to sit here and struggle with America? We don't have to sit here and struggle. There are other continents, there are other places we can go. Africa, for one, buy land and build. Do import exports. Create your business here in America and get your butt on the continent and work your business from the continent. I'm just saying, we don't ever have to continue allowing ourselves to go through what we're going through right now. We are so damaged, and we've allowed them to, for one, we've allowed them to educate our children. So when they allowed 70 years, matter of fact, let's just say it. What, maybe about 60, almost 60 years, we've allowed them to educate our children. What has it gotten us? I see people saying, oh my God, pray for our children. Our children didn't start acting a fool until they got with them. Even communication corrupt good manners. When you around somebody so long, you begin to take on their characteristics. And that's what we've done. That's what we're doing. We're taking on their dysfunctional characteristics. Okay. We didn't used to do a whole lot of stuff we see us doing now. And now we have to question, why are we acting like that? Why are our children acting like that? Our children acting just the same way they are now. Our kids didn't used to act like that. Our children didn't act like that. They weren't murdering each other. In the 70s, when they took the jobs out of our neighborhoods, took the jobs from our men, then they turned around and dumped drugs in your neighborhood. Remember Nixon and Reagan? Dumped drugs in our neighborhood. Okay? What did our men do? They didn't have a choice. They started selling drugs, started doing drugs. Then Biden came along, Clinton came along, and created a crime bill that, in fact, put our men in jail. But now you got the opiates and the meth pandemic, or whatever you want to call it. And what do they get? They get programs. They get hospitals built in their honor. I'm just saying, the racism is right in your face, family. What do we do about it? Nothing. We complain, but we don't build. You talk about the schools, build a school. We have several Black schools. Zayek's Institute, for instance. We have a school, but we don't use it. Why? Lazy? I don't know why. Because you don't want to pay the extra money. Why? Why aren't we using these schools? These schools are here for us to use. Why are we steady complaining? Okay. I work by a school, right? I'm looking at the school and I'm looking at this all white school and I see these little half-breed children, which who really, we're creating new enemies for Black people. These half-breeds, if their mom is white, they don't like Black people. And you know that. So who they're going to marry? They're going to marry a white person. So they're going to wipe themselves out. But my point is, we have Black children, and I've seen one or two Black boy and Black girl, that look like me in these all white schools. Why are we allowing our children? Why are we continuously allowing them to educate our children? Yes, we put them in their school thinking that they're going to get a better education. You know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these kids, these Black kids in these schools? They're being tormented. They're being terrorized. They are being terrorized. So you actually think your child is getting a better education. They're not getting a better education, honey. These babies are being bullied and they're being taught at a very early age that they're nothing. Then the little white boy, little white girl do something to them. They can't hit them back. They can't say anything because they come and tell the teacher. We always tell our children to tell, right? Okay, they're telling, but the teacher's not doing anything because the teacher's all white supremacy and they already know what's going on and they know that they're there to do what? To continue making your child feel like nothing. But you've always wanted your baby to feel like something, right? You've told them, oh, my little precious little boo-boo. Oh, they're so precious, my precious little jewels. Then you turn around and give them to your enemies. How much sense are you making? That's just like us telling our child, don't talk to strangers. Then when a stranger come up, you say, oh, you speak to Johnny, speak to Tom, speak to Lori. You make them speak, right? You're giving our children mixed messages. We tell them how amazing they are. Then they spend 8 hours with a racist darn teacher that's working for white supremacy to pull your child down. So we give it mixed messages. Why? We got to stop, you guys. When are we going to get to the point where we are getting tired of it? I want to show you guys something. I'm going to try to share my screen because I really want us to talk about this. Why are we seeing a Black police chief that has allowed white supremacy to use her against her own people? This is not just in this Memphis Police Department. These Stingray teams, I want to call Sting teams that they've got. in Memphis. They got them all across America in the police department. And they go after black folk, right? This is not the first one. I guarantee you, if you investigated every police department in America, you would see that they had a sting team, and that stingray team, or whatever you want to call it, has been there to harass black people, right? And don't take my word for it. Do your own research on that one. I guarantee you, you'll see these teams not just exist in Memphis, but it's across America. This is what police departments do. These thugs in blue, they need to be defunded. I don't care what nobody say. They need to be defunded. And what I mean about being defunded, take those millions of dollars that you've allocated to them to murder you. Okay, you've set aside money to pay for lawsuits when they have killed different individuals, right? So we are taxpayers, your money, black folk, is paying for them to murder you. So when they're off on their little vacation, or their little we're gonna put you late, we're gonna give you some time off with pay. You're paying them to murder you. They sit home going on vacation while they investigate a crime, or investigate them shooting you, when you already know they're going to come back and call them not guilty, because they never find them guilty of anything. They are investigating themselves, but they never find themselves guilty. Would you find yourself guilty if you was investigating yourself? That don't make no sense. So they come back with a not guilty. Oh, there wasn't a cause. You shot a guy that had no legs. He was an amputee running from police. They shot and killed him, but they're not guilty. They was doing their job. The man was running away. What kind of danger was he? What kind of danger was he? Why? How did they feel so dangerous? How did they feel in danger? The guy was running on his nuts. Okay, that's the sad part about it. The guy was actually running away from police, and they shot this guy. They was walking slowly behind him while he was struggling into little nerves to run from police, and they shot this man several times in the back. Right? He wasn't coming toward them. He was running away from them, but they had the nerves to shoot him, and then said, they had a right to shoot him because he had a knife. Okay, I don't care if he had a knife in his hand. My thing is, he was running away from him. He wasn't in danger to them. Okay, he was running away. Dylann Roof. Let's talk about Dylann Roof. Dylann Roof had a whole AR-15 in his hand, right? And what happened? They allowed him to live. When you're black, you have a knife, you have a butter knife, you have a pen in your hand, you're going to die. But when you're white, you can have a whole AR-15. You can actually chase police with a knife. You can actually chase police with a gun, because I've seen it on videos, and you still get to live. And people won't say a word. Nothing. Dylann Roof got a hamburger. They treated him to a meal for killing 10 niggas. I'm just saying. I know y'all don't like that word, but I'm being wrong. I'm not pussyfooting around with this thing, because I'm so sick and tired of black folk ignoring what's the obvious, the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is they killing you and allowing their own to live. Then you give your own a whole lot of heat. And I'm still waiting on the real Nate, who has a YouTube channel. I'm still waiting for him to call for the death penalty of the white boy, the two white boys of Tyree Nichols, okay, who died. The white boy stopped them. I'm still waiting for him to call the death penalty for the two white boys that one was not even named. And the sixth officer was a white boy who they fired him, but didn't give him any charges. But he was the one that initiated the whole stop. But I've seen black folk giving the 5 black men all kind of trouble. He is black on African descendants. That's the thing. Yes. Blacks are welcome. Yes. But my thing is, we have to begin to understand that we'll give our own that heat and call for the death penalty of our own, but you didn't call the death penalty for the white guy. The white guy was named Peyton Hemphill, and then you had another white guy that wasn't even named. I can't even find a picture of him. But the whole weekend they taunted 5 officers, and the black chief suspended the white dude, didn't show his picture, no charges filed, but he was the main culprit. That's it. I hope they stomp his black ass. That's what they said. I'm just saying what they said. Okay. He was the one that said that. He maced him. He pulled him out the car, but then didn't get any charges. Help me understand that. But I am so sick and tired of black folk that look like me that are being used. White supremacy will use you, family, against your own, and you are so happy to do it. But I'm going to tell you what, she needs to be dealt with. She needs a show up by black folk to her home, take her to the backyard. And I am not condoning violence. I condone justice. When we have a black person that is allowed to be used by white supremacy and they paying her good money to do what she's doing to her own, we need to show up at her house and show her what we think about her. Chinese do it. Germans do it. The Jews do it. You don't never see the Jews in jail, do you? You don't never see the Jews going through any type of harassment. Because I'm going to tell you what, you come to the Jews neighborhood, all she got to do is dial a number, and you're going to have 20 to 50 Jews that's going to come out of their houses and going to be ready to whoop on you because you out of place. You're you're in their neighborhood, in their area. You trying to be mean to one of them. And you're going to have 100 of them to surround you and going to handle their business with you and get away with it. So why aren't black people doing that? I'm just saying. Why aren't we buying up land? If you want to live in America, you do that. I have no desire to live here. I'm just saying, when retired, I'm out. I don't care what y'all do. Y'all can sit here and y'all can be here for the rest of your life. But my thing is, why aren't we doing the same thing the Jews do? They buy land. They buy their own clinics, their own hospitals, their own grocery stores, their own media, their own newspapers. They own all of this. But they want to show you, my black family, the negative part of you. Only you. They're going to give you the worst music they can. Their own children don't listen to the worst. Their own children don't even listen to the music that they give you. But we'll allow our children to listen to the most disgusting music ever. And I don't understand. And we hold nobody accountable. So we can't get mad at white folks for what they do. They here to do what they do. But you, on the other hand, I'm holding my beautician, I'm holding my musicians accountable. So we're busy forgiving and loving everybody but ourselves. The self-hate this is why I keep wanting to talk about this. Well, I'm getting ready to show you an article in a minute. But we have got to get rid of the self-hate. We have to take care of the coons. We have to take care of Sambos that's sitting up here acting like they better than us. You black too, honey. The chief was black, but she allowed the white boys to get off easy. Maybe suspended them with your tax dollars, with the tax dollars that we're paying them. Okay? Had no heat for them. Then you got black folk, and we was on these boys hard. Black folk was calling for the death penalty of their own people, but white folk been killing you forever, and you'll forgive them. You'll get on here and say, "Oh, I forgive." They'll shoot your son, Jacob Blake, his mama. Got on live television. They shot your son 7 times, and you told them, "I forgive you." The hell, what you mean? You forgive what? You forgive what? Your son will never walk again. Your son has children that he'll never be able to provide for. And now you, mama, gonna have to take care of your son who came here normal, but got shot in the back 7 times by a race soldier, and you talking about you forgive him. Shame on you. You need us to visit your house too, because you're a dummy. You a dummy. You sitting up here all this forgiving you doing. When you gonna get even? When we gonna whoop some butt? When we gonna do what we supposed to do? When we gonna get mad and tired of this? When are we going to support us and come together and support us? I'm gonna tell you why we can't. As long as you allowing them devils to educate your children, as long as you allowing them to watch this disgusting what's on TV, as long as you allowing them to listen to this disgusting music that's got all the hate, talk about all the hate. We talk about we're going to murder each other. Talk about all the drug dealings we doing. When you see a black movie, what you see? You see drug, hoes, pimps, right? Drugs. You see nothing but negative. Nothing but negativity. When you see a black movie, you never see. Remember the Bill Cosby show who had the black mom and the black dad, and the dad was a doctor, and she was a doctor, and you had the kids and the kids. We don't see that anymore. You see all these half breeds. You see the white woman with the black man, and you see the Daniel Camerons, okay, that'll sit up there and will allow officers to go into the side of Breonna Taylor's house and murder that girl and still told the grand jury didn't even give them the right information to really do what they needed to do, and then try to lie on the grand jury. Thank God it was somebody that was honest enough to say this is what happened. He didn't even give us the information. He didn't even present the information. And that's what they're doing when they go behind closed doors. You got the Daniel Camerons that'll sit up there and work again for white supremacy because he got a white wife and a half-breed baby now, and just grinning. I can't wait till she get his ass too. I can't wait till she get him, because you know what's coming, right? Dr. Dre, didn't he get it after 20 years? Oh, they get him. They get you though. It may be 20 years, but he gonna get it. 20 years. That's what they do. But he gonna get it. That's all I care. But we got to get to the point where we are not allowing everybody else to use us against us. And we'll hop on the bandwagon. I remember NFAC man was out here talking and he was telling us what we need to do. We need to do this, that, and the other. And, trying to get black folk to think black and trying to get black folk to start, coming together and loving on us. What they call him? They start talking about him like a dog. Oh, he's an agent. I remember Ice Cube. I get them mixed up when he talked about the black plan for America, right? The black plan was bringing a plan together as far as how black folk, what we need to do, was giving some plans to the presidential candidates, and black folk came against him and was trying to boycott him. That's how mentally ill black people are. When you have somebody that's black, that look like you, that's going to do you a favor and really got your back and was really trying to talk us into some stuff, we wanted to crucify him. That's mental illness, people. I'm getting ready to show you right now what we're dealing with. And this is sad. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. It's totally disgusting. Let me share my thing here. Also, if you guys want to come on, I'm going to invite you on. Because, I'm always want to hear more than myself talk. I get tired of hearing me talk sometimes. But I'm going to put it in here in case somebody want to come on. So I'm going to put it up there. But I'm just saying, it is time for us to get to the point where we are tired of what we're seeing, but we put stuff in place that we know Ramming the Bush is in place. So we know within a year, we're going to have some people trained. We have to start parenting on purpose, right? We got to start seeing the gaps where we need to put black people. We need clinics, okay? We need our own websites. We need our own webpage. We need our own hospitals. We need our own community stores. We need a lot. We could start parenting on purpose, filling in those blank where we need people and start doing it. And in a year, we'll have our own. We'll be able to build our own tables and we won't have to beg them for anything. But we have to start somewhere. And we don't want to start nowhere. We just want to continue doing what we've been doing, just whining and complaining. I'm tired of whining. I'm tired of complaining. I want to know. I'm done whining and complaining. I wish we could come. Oh, you at work? That's cool. I know, sir. I understand you got work. We all have to work. I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, it is time for us to do something different. But I'm getting ready to show you something here that I found. And I'm like, well, I've never heard of this. I'm going to share my screen, okay? Y'all bear with me. You know how I am with this stuff, right? I'm going to try. I think it's this one. Yes, I think I got the right one. And I'm going to go here. Forecast, I still remember how you told me to do it. Oh, Lordy. Okay, I think I got to go in here and click on one of them, I think. Y'all bear with me. You know how I am with this stuff, y'all. Y'all know how I am. Now I got to make sure I'm sharing it on my phone. Okay, got it. Okay, I think we're ready to share. Can y'all see that? I hope y'all can. I must got to go on my phone to make sure. I got to make sure that you guys can see that. Okay, I was going over it before. This is what look at what we're dealing with here. I want us to see something really quick. Y'all help me out here. Don't lose yours when building. Oh Lord, get off of there. Get off of there. I'm so bad at this, y'all. I'm so bad at this, Sharon. Okay, you can see me. Okay, I want us to talk about this racial trauma. Let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, you can see it. Racial trauma. What is that? Let's talk about it. Okay. We're just not trying to put in. I want us to understand what is really going on, because the more we allow them to educate us, the more we spend time with them, the more we're going to continue going through what we're going through. It is time for us to totally separate from them. I mean, separate our money, totally separate and support our own businesses, create some businesses. If you see a business that needs to be created, we need to get busy creating it. And Forecast is going to talk about this Monday, I think at 7:00, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to talk about this show. How can we start creating our own businesses, creating our own tables so that we can start building our own tables? Okay. We have to start somewhere. If we don't start from somewhere, we're not going to make it. Okay. Yes, we're gonna have some that's not gonna want to come on board. We don't want them aboard anyway, because they're not gonna be here for our good. They're gonna be here for white supremacy. But I'm gonna tell you what, we need to check that behind. When we feel and we see that they're coming over here to infiltrate and don't have our best interests, we need some jungle justice for them. And y'all know what I mean when I say jungle justice. Okay. Let's talk about the racial traumas or the race-based traumatic stress. Now that's RBTS, refers to the mental and the emotional injury caused by encounters with racial bias and ethnic discrimination, racism, and hate crimes. Any individual that has experienced an emotionally painful, sudden, and uncontrollable race encounter is at risk of suffering from a race based traumatic stress injury. And how I can say that is because we see it 24/7 here in America. 365 days, 7 days a week, we are seeing nothing but trauma videos. We're dealing with trauma on our jobs. Then we turn around and take our babies to them. They deal with trauma from day, what age, 5 when they go to school, or age 2 or 3 if you put them in their daycare. When I seen the other day that they had a daycare that wasn't even feeding the black children. Okay, they was had the black and white children together. We still doing this stuff. We still have not gotten it. We don't want our baby to go to all black school. We got to have some white folk up in there because we think our baby gonna get the best treatment. They're gonna get the best education, and they ended up getting treated like poop. Okay, I'm gonna just go there with you. Our babies ended up getting treated the worst. Now these were babies. This was what we could see. We don't even know what else was happening in that school, stuff that we couldn't see. But what we did see was them feeding the white babies, and the black babies just sitting there. I don't even know if they ate or not. Okay. But my thing is, why is it that we think that they're going to treat our babies better than we're going to treat our babies? Well, you know what? I can't even say that right now, because right now at the state I'm in right now, I just rather do my own babies, because right now I don't even know if black folk gonna treat our babies right, because we've been so brainwashed by them right now that I'm scared to even leave with a black person now because of the characteristics that has transferred to us that we got from them on how they treat their kids and how they treat our children. So we begin to treat our children the same way. We begin to treat our children like animals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you already know y'all know where I'm going with this, but let me just keep on just for a minute. I'm not gonna be here long. You know, I don't like these long lives. You know that, but let's just keep going. In the U.S., I'm talking about black folk. I don't care about people of color. I don't care about no Indians. I'm talking about black folk because that's my only concern. So I'm not gonna even talk about what the Indians go through on here. I'm talking about black folk. Okay. So in the U.S., black folk, okay, are the most vulnerable due to living under a system of white supremacy. Okay. Experiencing a race based discrimination can have detrimental psychological impacts on individuals and their wider communities. In some individuals, prolonged incidents of racism can lead to symptoms like those experienced with post traumatic stress disorder. Did you hear that? Okay. That's how bad it can get. And I believe that we're there right now. This can look like depression, anger, incurring thoughts of the events, which they do. They show you police brutality, police killing us over and over and over, and they see us killing each other, and then they call it black on black crime. But you're not showing us Russian Ukraine. You're not showing us white on white crime, right? You just call it black on black crime, which is a white supremacy made up word. It's not even a such word. Okay. That's a white supremacy talking point when they want to tell you y'all niggas ain't doing nothing but killing each other. But guess what? Y'all crackers and hunkies ain't doing nothing but killing each other. Ukraine, okay, with Ukraine and Russia. Even when y'all going up shooting up your own schools, shooting up your own daycares, nightclubs, okay, that's white on white crime. We're not even talking about that. You just want to concentrate on black folk killing black folk, where everybody kills their own people. If you're Asian, you have Asian on Asian crime. If you're German, you have German on German crime. So it's not really a such word as black on black crime. It's a word when they created it. They created that word. It's not really a word. So let's continue on. This can look like depression, anger, recurring thoughts of the event, physical reactions, headaches, chest pains, insomnia, hypovigilance, low esteem, and mental distract women, mentally okay, what is that word? Distraction from the trauma events. I'm like, what is that word? I couldn't even see it. Some or all of these symptoms may be present in someone with RBTS, and symptoms can look different across different culture groups. Okay, it is important to note that unlike PTSD, RBST is not considered a mental health disorder. RBTS is a mental injury that can occur as the result of living within a racist system or experiencing events of racism. Let's see, where does it come from? You know what? Here we go again. We let's find out where it comes from. We know where it comes from. It comes from us dealing with them all the time. But I understand black folk don't want to separate for the life of me. They want to stay around their trauma filled, toxic. And I mean, anytime white folk come on the scene, it's some type of toxicity. You either got a Karen or you got a Ken that's got their nose in your business. I went to a retirement thing the other day, me and my husband, right? And it was a dinner. We was talking about retirement. And when we came in, we wasn't late. The lady was at the door and she was telling everybody the same thing. So we get to the table. And of course, I didn't even want to sit over there with them. I was trying to sit back some black folk, but with no seats. So we go over there, we sitting, of course it was a white couple. And I sit down and I don't turn my back, right? Because I'm like not even want to be bothered. So we, getting, me and husband was talking. And she goes, "Oh, there's your menu." We're not even talking to her. I have my back turned, didn't even want to be bothered. And she goes, "Oh, excuse me, your menu is here's your menu." Lady, dude, get away from me. I don't want to even talk to you because I already knew what a menu was. I don't have to go to my menu because you said so. And I looked at her and I gave her one of them looks and I turned my head. In other words, shut the hell up. I'm not trying to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. I sat here and I turned my back for a reason, but you didn't understand that because you always think that you got to tell us what to do. Get the hell on. That's what I was thinking in my mind. But my actions must have, because she understood, because she didn't say nothing else to me the whole night. I don't need you talking to me. I'm not here for you to talk to me. I'm here to understand what, as far as retirement is going on. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm sitting up here trying to get my ducks in a row. So I'll be ready. I don't need you to talk to me, tell me anything. So I had a little attitude, right? My husband, he knew it. He was looking at me like, but I don't look. I ain't asked you nothing, Gladys. Go on over to Karen and have a good day. But anyway, where does it come from? Racialized trauma can come directly from other people or can be experienced within a wider system. It can come as the result of direct experience where racism is enacted on you vicariously, such as where you see videos, which we see them all the time, of other people facing racism and or transmitted in intergeneration triggers. Warning, okay? The following includes discussions of abuse, assault, and violence. Okay, examples of individual racism. So we're gonna go a little bit of the examples, but don't we see it all the time? We see it in our jobs. Our children see it in schools. Because I was watching a movie the other day. I like to watch movies that will tell us exactly where they're at and what they're getting ready to put into our community or what they're getting ready to do. Because I'm gonna tell you what, that balloon that was burnt, I really believe that it could have been another COVID. I'm serious, another some type of a disease or something that they have. Bakari, peace. Hey, Bakari, welcome, welcome. I do believe that that could have been something that they were spreading right in our community. Everybody was talking about, oh, somebody said it could have been a bomb on there. I don't know what was on that balloon, but I do believe that could have been another coronavirus coming from, something. I'm not going, I don't know exactly, but I'm just saying we'll find out later what, because we haven't heard anything as far as what was going on with that balloon. But then they said it was something else in Alaska. I told y'all on one of my lives that you had a Russian ship that was 25 miles off Alaska, off the East Coast, and off of Hawaii. So you had they're surrounding, literally surrounding America right now. And we so busy with the Super Bowl. Okay, you got the Super Bowl today, right? Y'all gonna have a whole lot of black folk watch the Super Bowl, but you're not staying woke. You're not looking at the skies. You're not understanding what's going on because you're so focused and you get so distracted so easy that now we done went on. Okay, we done forgot all about Ty Nicholson, right? Now we on to the waiting for the next killing, waiting for the next whatever, instead of us planning stuff right here, right now, so that if they do come in your neighborhood, we got a group called New Era that we could call New Era World.info. I think it is. I have to move. I'm sorry. New Era dot. Oh God, I can't even remember I can't even remember their website, but I did. I don't have my bag in here but I have my tablet in there and I have it written in there. But I'm gonna put it in the comments. But we could be calling them because I did get in touch with them and they said, "Oh, if you can find 5 people that's in your area that want to join us, we'll have one there." And I'll pull them up later if I could find out, if I could remember their website. But they said that we could have them across the board. And I think I showed it on one of my lives. They have them in California. They have them everywhere right now. They have them all over the place, right? But my thing is, we're not using those special teams that could actually help us to start building our 911s or our 811s in our neighborhood that we can call on instead of calling the police. We need something else to replace the police. We need something else that will come in here and fight for us instead of us always calling 911. Because I refuse to call 911. I don't care if I got a damn burglar. I'm not calling 911. I'm going to handle that for myself. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't feel that I need to call them because guess what? They ain't gonna do nothing but bring their toxicity with them. So why would you still call them? Why would you even call people that you know that's trying to murder you? Why would you waste your phone call on that? You better handle your business and live another day to fight another day. I'm just saying I don't need to call them for nothing. So let's talk about the examples of the individual racism. I'm trying to get that stuff off my screen, y'all. Following the COVID outbreak in the U.S., there were approximately 1,500 reported incidents of anti. You know what? I'm not even gonna read that one because I'm not thinking about no Asians. I don't care about no Latins. I don't care about nobody but Black folk. Okay, so let me find one that's talking about Black people because all of this other stuff they'll talk about everybody else. And Asians, I have never seen an Asian being hung. Have you? I've never seen an Asian get shot down in the street by the police. I've never seen an Asian. I'm just saying, you got all of this talk about Asian. They got a crime bill. Well, who needed the crime bill? Black folk needed the crime bill because Black folk the ones getting shot in the streets. Black folk the ones getting shot in supermarkets. Black folk are the ones that's getting shot down in churches 9 at a time. Well, I'm gonna just tell you what, because all those black men should have handled their business. Dylan Roof should have been the one coming up out of that church in a body bag instead of 9 of them. You got one white boy and you got 9 Black folks sitting up there gonna die. Like I I don't understand stuff like that. I don't. I'm sorry. You had 3 or 4 men, at these 3 men at least to one Dylan Roof, and you sat up there and let him kill 9 people. This was one white boy. What happens? What happens? Why are we cowards? And that's what I see, cowards. I'm not trying to disrespect, I promise you. But my thing is, I would have been looking at them like, who gonna move first? Somebody got to know somebody up in here. That's why you take your candy bars with you. You don't leave home without them. I'm just saying. Somebody should have been looking at the man and been like, okay, what y'all gonna do? But what's up? We gonna do something, or we gonna, this dude he got a gun, but it's like 3 of us. What we gonna do? We're gonna let him do what? I'm just saying, you got to do something. You can't just sit there and we just waiting to die. I'm sorry. I'm maybe I don't know. I'm just okay. We're not gonna talk about the Asians today. We're talking about Black folk. Okay. So let's say the Black people make up. They always gonna tell us we 12%. I don't believe we just 12%. I do believe that there's more of us here, and it's more of us growing. You mean to tell me we've been here 500 years, and you mean to tell me that we ain't grown none? We've been 12% since 1865, right? So you mean tell me the Mexicans come in here and they come in here at 4%, and now they what, 8%, 9%? So they growing, but Black folks staying the same. Y'all Black folk better wake up. I don't believe none of these crackers tell me. So I'm not even gonna say 12%. I believe it's more of us than them, especially they died a lot from opiate, a lot of them died from COVID, and a lot of them are still dying. They're not even reproducing. So you're not gonna sit up there and tell me, okay, that it's only 12% of us. I'm not buying that lie. That's a lie, and they can keep on telling that lie, hoping that you guys don't get it. But I get it and I understand. Okay. Forecast. I'm gonna read some of the Stockholm syndrome. You're right. And Willie Lynch, you need to pull that up. Willie Lynch, you need to do one on Willie Lynch forecast. I'm serious. One time when we were teenagers and they acted like we were the criminals. Of course. So why would we keep calling? Okay, if we know that when police come, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna be the ones that either go to jail or die, right? Okay. So why would you continue calling them? Why? You had young a white guy was on the porch. This is maybe a year ago. White guy was on the porch and he was pointing guns at 2 Black girls. The Black girl called the police, and guess who went to jail? The 2 Black girls. I mean, he didn't only like handcuff them, he threw them to the ground and did the whole 9 yards. Now Dylan Wolf, he killed 9 people in the church, right? And he didn't get thrown to the ground. He didn't get, they begged him to come out with his gun. He had a gun in hand, murdered 10 people, 9 people, 9 or 10 people, I can't remember. And they begged him to come out. Then they took him to Burger King. Never once did his face or his body touch the ground, right? But Black folk all the time get tased, they get sprayed, they get tackled, they get 15 officers on top of them and choked. And you remember that one time the black lady was pregnant and all of them were swarmed on top of her and she was pregnant? See, this is what I'm saying. When they act like thugs, black people, you have every given right to protect yourself. When those thugs come and they act like thugs, we have a God-given right to protect ourselves and our families. But I'm just saying, stop calling them. I don't understand why we keep calling them. Ask why. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so let's keep talking. Black people make up so many percentage of the country's population, but make up around 33% of the total prison population. I think it's higher than that right now. This over presentation reflects racism, arrests, and policing, as well as racist sentencing practices in the criminal justice system. That's true. Okay. Previous and current policies of racial displacement, exclusions, and segregation have left all BIPOC less likely than whites to own their homes. Okay, regardless of levels of education, income, location, marital status, and ages. The over hold on, let me see, because I told you we ain't talking about no agents today. We're not talking about no, we're not talking about them. Okay, they get enough attention. They got a hate crime bill, so we don't have to talk about them. Okay, direct traumatic stressors. Direct traumatic stressors include all the direct trauma impacts of living within society of structure, racism, or being on the receiving end of individual racist attacks. A person experiencing a direct traumatic stressors may be heavily policed, which we are, or they may face barriers to home ownership, which we do, due to inadequate policies. Okay. Additionally, a person experiencing a direct trauma stressor may be the victim of individual physical and verbal attacks or may face over microaggression, which is us. So, what do we do about it? We know this exists. We see that we're going through this every day. What are we willing to do to change it? We don't allow them in our neighborhood. I remember Deacons of Defense, and that's a great movie. I love this movie. Erica, welcome, 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 welcome. I remember Deacons of Defense, the movie. They were coming out and they were patrolling their neighborhoods. They were patrolling their areas. And I do believe that that's why they came in and they separated black folk and they took you from your area and they slopped you in the midst of nothing but crackers. Okay. They had a black person. You had one black person and like 600 white people. And that's what's going on in Colorado with that farmer. I've been looking at that. The black guy in Colorado, he's a farmer, and they've been harassing this dude like crazy. And I'm like, God, I don't understand when black folks see stuff like that. Why we don't just swarm around? Especially, I know you got some black folk in Colorado. I know you got some black folk that can swarm around him and maybe stay at his ranch for a minute, team up with him. He got 1,000 acres. You mean to tell me his house ain't big enough for some people to come up and bunk up with him to keep him safe, to make sure he's good? I don't understand when we see stuff like that. We don't do anything to protect our own. It's not me. Well, I got my job and I got to do this. But I know we got some retired vets that can bunk out on his land and protect his brother. How many retired vets do we have? Okay, and we don't talk about even the old guys. We'll take the old guys, but it's time for us, like the vets that we have. Why don't we create our own 911? Why don't we create our own 811 and call it something else? I'm just saying, it's things that we can do to stop police brutality, but we don't. So I can't even blame white folk for doing what they do. I have to stick to us. I have to continue blaming black people because black folk, we can do some stuff to stop all of this anytime we get ready. But it's only a matter of us doing things, putting things together. That's why I'm going to talk about ramming the bush. That's why we got a security team. We have a place that'll teach us security first, because I think they said you have to do security like 5 years in order to have your own investigating team, from what I understood. 18 to 21, you can't be licensed to carry a weapon, but 21 on, you can be licensed. Okay. But my thing is, what are we waiting for? That program right there should be swamped, should be swarmed with black folk that want to have their own police department or want to have their own defense team. I'm just saying, there's things that we can do nationwide to stop all of this. But if we don't start somewhere, we're gonna be 20 more years down the line, and this is getting really bad. And I don't even want. I'm gonna tell you what, these young folk, okay, not many in Colorado to protect ourselves like that. We shouldn't go to those places. You're right. We shouldn't go to those places. But guess what? I know it's a lot of vets that can go there, that's retired, that can go there and bunk up with that man and protect our brother. I'm just saying. You'll go and fight for a country that hates you, but then your brother needs you right now. We won't even go and protect him. Okay, Erica, you said a white woman hit your car and you called the police, and who they go to? When they came out there, they went straight to the white person, didn't they? I know it. I know it. I know it. I'm telling you, they do it all the time. I'm telling you. We don't have to do anything because it's not happening to us directly at the time. You're right. They we won't. We won't do anything. But I'm gonna tell you what, keep living, you're gonna need them. I keep telling folks, they may not, it may not knock at your door tomorrow, may not knock at your door tomorrow, but guess what? As long as you black in America, it's coming, it's knocking. Okay. So why don't we create something now? So then we don't have to wait until it hit your door and then you all crazy, you by yourself and you going bananas. This man needs some help in Colorado. I'm telling you, I wish our veterans would get down there and help this man in Colorado. They've been harassing him, killing his animals, killing the cow, poisoning the dog. They've been like doing some all kind of stuff to his animals, and they're on his land, and they disengaging his cameras and stuff. He got cameras, right? They taking coming on his property, disarm. One of them had the audacity, God help me, had the audacity. His wife was in the shower, taking a shower. He wasn't there, and that cracker walked into her house. I would have ate his ass up. I'm just saying, you in my house, really? Oh, you free game now, baby. Come inside. Cross the threshold. Free game. Anybody that, and you've had that issue with them all this time, you know he wasn't doing nothing but come to hurt you, but you didn't have no weapon in your house to protect yourself. You going through all of this craziness and this and the black folk. Let me tell y'all something. And this is what's making me mad with y'all black folk. You know this is toxic out here in America, and you walking around with a pencil in your hand or nothing. I seen a guy walking. It was really early. I mean, like almost before David, right? I had to go somewhere, and I see this black guy. He walking. I'm sure he was by himself with nothing in his hands. Now, those are the ones that they're gonna go after because six of them will handle him. Six of them, he had nothing. It should not be a time right now for us to walk around with nothing in our hands. If you still walk around and you don't have something, that's on you. I'm serious. There is no reason whatsoever. Anybody you see is toxic out here. You see it's toxic. If nothing but to defend yourself. One girl went to Walmart, and then I'm gonna get back to this. One girl went to Walmart and she said, and tell the story, and I love the story because she was ready. She was a young girl. She said, I went to Walmart like 5 in the morning before her family. She put on the clothes, she was getting ready for work, but she knew she needed some stuff. So she got up in before she woke her kids up, and she went to Walmart, and she was going to Walmart to do what she needed to do, right? Now, when she pulled up, she saw a white van in the parking lot. So she said, I parked close to the door. I didn't even go near the van, but I parked close to the door. She said, as she was in the store, she seen a white woman following her. White woman. Now, they'll use white women. They use teenagers. They use whoever. White woman following her throughout the store, right? And she said she kept seeing this white woman. So when she got ready to check out, the white woman walked out of the store, nothing in her hand. She was looking, watching, right? Seeing who was with her and what's what. Okay. So the white woman walked outside the store, got inside the van. When she came out, the van was parked right next to her car. What y'all think she did? I'm just saying. If she didn't have something, she'd have been in trouble. But she said what she did, she went in her car. Nope, not in her car. She went in her pocket and she had her gun with her. And she said she clocked it, did what she needed to do, and had it in her hand. Okay, because she seen the van door opening and she was walking toward her car. And she said, I was ready. But then when they saw what she had in her hand, they pulled off. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to have something. You may not even have to use it, but them knowing that you got it will back them up. Just them knowing that you got it, it'll back them up. I go to the gym late at night. I go to the gym at night, sometimes because, busy during the day. I'm not going to walk out that gym by myself. I'm just saying. It's time for you to have some protection. And if you don't, you're a dummy. I'm serious. You better be buying. But every time you get paid, you ought to be buying bullets right now. You ought to be buying extra flashlights. You ought to be buying silver is the lowest right now. You better be buying like extra water and all of that stuff because you're gonna need it if you're in America. But it shouldn't be a time where you don't have anything in your hand. Okay. Let's see what Erica said. Erica said she drew a gun on him, but didn't use it. Oh man, let me see. Okay. I'm telling you. So let's vicarious traumatic stressor. Did we read that? Vicarious traumatic stressors are the indirect trauma impacts on living with systematic racism and individual racist actions. Vicarious traumatic stressors can have an equally detrimental impact on. Okay, did I read that? I think I did. Okay. For example, the videos of the brutal police killings of Black people, such as the video associated with the murder of George Floyd, can cause traumatic stress reactions in the people who view them, especially in Black people. Why do we keep, just like that video where Nichols, Tyreek, I didn't watch that video. I didn't want to see it. I couldn't stomach no more of it. Even with the George Floyd, I watched it one time and I was watching it as I watched it one time. And when I saw it, that did something to me and I wasn't even there. And I said, no more. So I stopped watching it after the first time because I couldn't believe this dude was on this dude's neck. What's going on? And he was not getting off. Seriously. So my thing is, we have to stop entertaining them and stop watching stuff like that. If you saw it on the news, you glanced at it on the internet or whatever, sometimes I don't even click on it because I don't want to see it. I didn't. Just like they killed a couple of brothers that, one guy, he looked like he kept saying, oh, I'm somebody's trying to kill me or something. And they ended up shooting him. And they said, oh, they trying to George Floyd me. He was saying it. And he ended up dying. And I think that was Tamika Mallory, Patrice, Black Lives Matter, her cousin, I think it was. Okay, it was Patrice's cousin of Black Lives Matter. Okay, they end up killing him. But my thing is, I still don't see her making a difference for her cousin. Now, you are in charge of Black Lives Matter. Your cousin just got murdered by the police, and you don't go after laws to be changed for your now that's your family. You don't go after the laws to be changed. You don't go after charges against those police officers. You don't go after, just like we see Crump, the little chump man, right? He's doing the black lawyer. He's doing, he's on everybody's case. Now, I heard a story with Trayvon Martin's, is it Trayvon Martin? No, Tamir Rice's mom yesterday. And she was talking about Crump, how he never goes after change. He never goes after charges. He's always going after the bag. And he told her, angry Black women don't get paid. Oh, I'm angry. You just murdered my son. I'm angry. I'm very angry. And I don't care if I get paid or not. What I do care about is these laws being changed, those police officers or the thugs in blue getting some time. That's what I care about. I wouldn't want my child dying and me just get a bag and I walk away and I'm good. They don't get charges. They get to just pay a little bit. They didn't even pay the money, but I get to, they get to roll off in the sunset and they're happy and they have great lives and they get to live to be old men. No, that's not good enough. Oh, you backstage, Bakari. Hold on, let me come back. Sorry. Thank you for telling me. I can't see who's backstage. Thank you, Bakari. Hold on. Here we go. Let's bring Bakari, y'all. Hold on, let me stop sharing for a minute. Okay.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing? First of all,
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome.
Yeah. I wanted to come in because I'm talking. You was talking about the Colorado thing, right? You know, they finally arrested him. That black farmer's gone to jail.
Yeah, they arrested him. Gave some jail time. Yeah.
Because he had a warrant for his arrest. But this is the thing, right? It's hard enough. We're too cowardly. It's hard enough to try to get security where we live. I think it's even harder to ask black people to go out to a place that's you 3% of the 4% of the population out of 6 million people. I'm sorry, it was 5% out of 6 million people. You're only 5% of the population. So, because I literally ask myself, like, why would black people put themselves in that position? Why would they put themselves in that position? You truly don't have a number where you can attempt to protect yourself, right?
Mhm.
And out where he lived, and he was living out, from what I heard, way out in the boonies on farmland. He moved to
Yes.
Colorado to buy farmland from
Mhm.
Louisiana, because
Mhm.
I did a show about it. And I'm quite sure he could have found him some farmland somewhere down south where there's black people. We're always
But he
trying
was
to
feeding those
prove,
people. You know, he was feeding them, right? During COVID, he was
yeah,
feeding them. They were eating off his farm.
you know what? That's
Can you
great
hear
for
me?
them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's great
Yes.
for them. Yeah, I know he was feeding them. That's great for them. But how many, if he had stayed down south or got him some land in the area where black people was, how many black people he could have fed and appreciated it?
Yep.
It's,
But this is what we do. We want to go and take care of
we
them.
still,
I
yep,
seen a man on TikTok had a family. He didn't adopt a whole bunch of white babies, right? Black man. I mean, he adopting these babies like crazy. And I'm looking at him like, you couldn't find no black babies to adopt? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? But go ahead, Bakari.
yeah,
Go ahead.
because we are too busy uh trying to love everybody else. Somebody have told us we are supposed to make the world right. We're gonna show people how the world, not how the world's supposed to be. I think the world is the way it is my opinion. But we'll keep, if we just keep loving everybody, see this how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
See, but we don't ever show that love to our own. We
Right.
don't ever show the love to ourselves. We only show the love to other people at all.
Right.
Majority of the time, it's showing love to other people. We don't ever look at ourselves and forgive. We don't forgive ourselves for what we have done. So that's why we make 50 cents. We leave and go live around white folks and talk about how bad the community is.
Yeah.
They'll do this and they will do that. But white people is forgiven
Mm-hmm.
for what they have ever done to you and
Yep.
what they still do to you.
Yep.
They are automatically forgiven.
Yep.
I remember when Obama won the presidency here, and some kids went to school out in this county called Paulding County, Georgia. And it's not far from Atlanta, maybe 30 miles, right? It's outside of Atlanta. And they made the kids, they sent all of them home. You can't wear those shirts to this school because it's gonna cause problems out there around a bunch of white folks. So then a few months later, maybe a year later, at North Paulding, there's a school called North Paulding High. You said in black, they said a black girl hair on fire out there calling the little black kids nigga monkeys. Like, ain't no black folks did nothing. Well, we gonna go up, you just gonna just go up here. I was like, man, and you know, and I knew a homeboy, one of my friends, whose son was going to that school. I'm like, dude, why you ain't call me to go up there with you? Nah, man, you know, they went up there like that. We just wanted to march and let them know. I'm like, man, you ain't let them know nothing. They setting black folks hit on, setting black children hair on fire, punching black kids, walking around calling them niggas and monkeys, and you think setting out talking about calling the NAACP is now, man, it's time for it. But hey, it's not my children. There ain't nothing I can do. That's why it become hard to help a lot of black people because they don't think they're supposed to fight white people back. That's why it's hard. And we're going to continue to go through the same thing as long as we run to those type of places. I'm done.
They having a good time with us and our children. I'm telling you, we as the adults have shown and taught our children. Even the schools will say, "Hey, tell." Okay, our children tell, but nothing happens. So they keep telling, nothing continues to happen. Then when they fight back, now they get expelled, they get suspended, and all this crazy stuff. So you're trying to teach our children not to hit back, not to fight back, but you're not doing anything when our children do tell and all this stuff. You still allow white kids to do whatever you want to. You still allowing white kids to do whatever to our children. Now you don't get any consequences. They never get any consequences, but let your child hit back, and now you ready to go to the hill with it. You ready to take it to Congress, but beforehand you wouldn't say or do anything. And our children go through hell because I work by a school and I'm looking at these and this school, and I'm looking and I'm like, Why is this? And I could see the black kids playing by themselves, the white kids over there in a little group. And I'm like, who wants their child to go through this? Do you actually believe that your child is happy at this school? But no, we are taught at an early age when you take them to these white schools that you better sit there in your corner, sit down and shut up, and better not say nothing, better not do nothing, better not act like you want to rise up. Because I'm gonna tell you what, we got to do better. We got to do better because this is our fault. What we're seeing now with our children. But I must tell you what, I've seen a lot of young folk. We talking about like 21, 22-year-olds that's tired and they are ready to fight. Do you hear me? I can see this thing popping off at any moment now because of the simple fact they tired, Kari. They are tired of the brutality. They tired of people not doing nothing. They are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I could very well see young folk setting this thing, setting it up. So I'm just saying, you guys better be ready because these young folk coming up, these 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 18-year, they not having it. They tired. They're tired. Go ahead, Bakari.
Yeah, you're right. They are tired, but you know what though? They are tired, but it ain't just black people they trying to deal with. They're trying to bring everybody along with them for the fight. Yeah. And I'm just being honest. So that's always a dilemma. That's always a dilemma for us. Mm-hmm. It's always a dilemma for us. We don't think. See, we're scared to fight. Mm-hmm. We're scared of white folks.
Honey,
so we won't fight white folks.
Some of these babies not scared, honey. I'm looking at them on TikTok and I'm like, wow, it's about time. Seriously, some of them ain't scared. They ready. And they're not coming together with other people. They are coming together with black folk that think like them. Look, and
that's how it should be. But you know what? Mm-hmm. Though, consider I won't blame them for coming together with other folks. I will blame us for showing them to do the things that they're doing. We show them to lay down. We show them. I'm not blaming them. Don't get it twisted. Whatever they do, and some when they are ready. Because I know my son and one of his friends, they were working at Walmart. My youngest son, and it was this white guy disrespected this black girl, and they were at work. So the supervisor had to call them in the office because they were literally about to jump on him because he threatened to do something to the black girl like they wasn't gonna say anything. At that time, they were like 18 years old. He was still in high school. And but him and one of his friends, they told him if he said another word, literally, so it's some that get it.
Oh, it's some. It's time.
But they're doing what they see. Right. They are doing what they saw most of us do. And they're doing what's put on TV for us to see, right? Mm-hmm. So they're gonna put Al Sharpton and they're gonna put Ben Crump, who told that woman, I forget the lady name. It was a Mike Brown mama. Who was it he told? But they're gonna see
Tamir Rice mom, the angry black woman. Don't get paid.
They're gonna see you. They're gonna see you as an angry black woman, and an angry black woman don't get paid. Yeah, I remember when you was talking about that. But see, when we prop people up like that, or when we say because now I got some money, I'm better. So the money they value the money more than they value black life.
Right.
Which is sad. And I'm talking about black people. Right. Value the money more than they value more than we value black life.
They don't want,
and
just like what's her name, Brianna Moms took all that money and still she got a law, but you have to understand gaslighting is when we get a law on the books. We got a civil rights law on the book, but they never use it for us. They use it for everybody else but us. Okay, we have laws on the book all the time, but they'll tell you certain laws that they told you that we're not supporting the laws anymore. They're not on the books. They're still supporting those laws. Just like juries, they said, oh, you're supposed to have a jury of your own peers. Some of these juries are all white. I'm not white. So why is there a white jury when I'm not white? And we still see this, but they'll tell you that, oh, this is what we do, but you don't see it in action. A lot of this stuff is just on books, or not on the books, and they still doing it. It used to be during Jim Crow. You still got a lot of those laws that they still going by. Whether you believe it or not, You go through some of them Jim Crow laws, and you're still in operation today. They may not be on the books, but those laws are still there. Those laws are still there. They never changed. They never left. They might took them off the books, but they still are support those laws. I want to get back to I really want us to understand what are we going to do about this? There is a such thing, and what we're going through, what we're seeing is what we're talking about now. I still want to go back to that presentation. I want to go back to it just for a minute, because I want us to understand that this is real. This stuff is real. And I don't understand why we not seeing this. Why we not doing nothing about this? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to it. This right here. I hope y'all can see it. Okay. Because it's time for us to make a difference. It's time for us. And they want to tell, or even in this thing, they want to talk about the Latinos. They talk about the Native Indians. I don't care about all them people. I want to talk about the transmission, the examples of transmitted stressors, the examples of the traumatic stressors refers to the traumatic stressors that are transferred from one generation to the next. And that's what we're doing. We are transferring our traumas from one generation to the next and not getting any help. We got to separate from them. If we want to see a difference, we have got to separate from them, plain and simple. Okay? These stressors can come from historical racist sources, or maybe personal traumas passed down through families and communities. We know that, but we're still not doing anything about it. The chattel enslavement of African Americans in the U.S. and other countries continue to serve as the source of traumatic stressors for Black people today. In fact, this sustained collective trauma makes Black people highly vulnerable to developing mental health disorders. And this is what's happening even with, you seen a Black woman who put a baby in the oven. Why would she do that? That's some white people stuff. We don't do stuff like that. It's some other stuff that I'm seeing that's coming down the pike. And I'm like, that's got to be due to these mental health issues that we have. We're not even talking about the mental health. White folks tell you when they put their baby, when they do this, that, and the other to their child, it was mental health. But Black folk ain't never had no mental health, nothing. It's never a mental health disorder for us. It's always them niggas knew. They grew up like this, that, and the other, and they're now related back to the trauma that we go through every day. The descendants of the Holocaust, we're talking about them. I'm not even going there because I don't give a damn about them. I don't care what they're going through. How do you know? You have the RBTS, okay? If you identify as the BIPOC, okay, and have experienced racism, you may be able to self-assess for many of the symptoms of the RBTS. Formal diagnosis of RBTS requires assessment by a qualified mental health professional. Okay, if you believe you may be suffering from race-based trauma, stress injuries, that's us, period. It is important to seek therapy, which is what we need. Many multicultural and racial trauma informed therapists, which is what we need today. We need to see somebody because we are suffering. And I think I did talk about it up here in the article about some symptoms, but we have to understand that we are seriously suffering right now today. And a lot of what we go through is because of some of the stuff that we had to participate in, and some of the stuff we got a lot of emotional stuff of surviving ongoing abusive relationship, and it's almost like we are in an abusive relationship with America, and we are not doing anything about it. We are continuously allowing them to abuse us. You got something for that, Bakari? You want to have something to say on that one?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because it's steady going. I'm on my phone, and my phone StreamYard don't always work right, so I'm going in and out. But yes, when you say about this stress and what we go through, when you see somebody kneeling on a Black man's neck for 11 seconds however long on TV, that gonna create that stress. When you see Mike Brown get shot, that create that stress. Mm-hmm. Or when you see that white boy in Dallas, Texas, beat that Black woman while holding a gun in his hand. You know, he didn't pistol whip her, mm-hmm. but he beat her with one hand and had the gun in the other.
Yep.
And that creates stress, so much stress, when you found Black people blaming the Black woman.
Yep.
She should have shut her mouth.
Ain't
Like,
that
what the
something?
hell?
Yep.
Uh, and that becomes the problem. So it's so much stress where the victim blames the victim, and the victimizer
Yep.
is always off the hook at all times. They are off the hook because we can always look and say, we could have done this better.
Yep.
Do I say anything like that sometime? If I say I've never said that, I would be lying. But I also know what created the system, right? So I would say we should do this because they're not going to do nothing for us, right? And if we don't see this, that's our problem. Is that me blaming the victim in a sense? Yes. But at the same time, we should be able to see that they're not going to do anything for us. And it's, in all honesty, I wouldn't do anything for us either if I was in their position or if the roles were reversed. If I brought you here, enslaved you, and got filthy rich off you, and the way we treat you is to
Yep.
keep you in check because we know you might rise up one day and want to fight back. Because I know they sit back and wonder, like, when is these MNFs going to ever want to
I
fight back?
know they got to be saying
And
that. I'm wondering that myself. When?
and yes, so I wouldn't do anything for us either. I wouldn't empower you to give you the ability, the strength to even make you think you can step to me. So in that sense, I would say we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
In
And
that
we better
sense,
figure it out
but
fast.
yes, but TV, the music, bragging on killing one another is stress.
Yep.
It's stress. Calling yourself the N-word and embracing it like it is something positive.
But
That's
do
an
you not
effect of
know it's done
everything.
on purpose? All of this is done on purpose.
Yep. That's an
All of it.
effect of what we have gone through. Even the book and the movie, you know, the book, the movie, the spook that sat by the door,
Uh-huh.
even calling yourself a spook is a system. Because a spook is a derogatory term.
Yep.
I would never be the spook that sat by the door because I'm not a spook. That's a derogatory term.
Yeah.
I'm a black man, I'm an African man that learned their system and learned what they was doing and brought it back to my people.
Right.
But even calling yourself a spook is everything that we have gone through. Watch this. And consider, you know this, and people still do it today. You grow up in an era and you see black people do their little kids like this now. Stop acting like that in public. Your mama, I've seen people get pinched. The mama and daddy pinching them. Stop acting like that in public out in front of all these people. But you know where they come from, right?
Yes.
Do you know where they come from?
Well, tell us.
Do you remember? Have you ever heard a comedian say, "Oh, they were just a barrel of laughs"? You ever heard that term?
Yeah.
When you hear that term, that's insulting black people. A barrel of laughs literally come from the laughing barrel law. It come from, it was illegal for black people to laugh in front of white people in public. If you did, they would put your head in a barrel.
Wow. Are you serious? I didn't know that part now. Wow. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of
Google
a
it.
lot of things that we live under even now that we don't even know why we say it. But it's
Yes,
white supremacy talking points. Like black on black crime. That's a white supremacy talking point. We get
Yep.
off on talking white folk talk. You know what I'm saying? We can't think of nothing black positive because every time we talk about us, it's something negative. I want us to be able to come on here and say, man, they building that city down the street. Man, they bought that lot. You know, the 100 acres that they bought. I want us to be able to say, you know, they building that community store. Man, I see that black hospital coming up. Man, I love that black owned school that's coming up that we're supporting. But we won't. When are we gonna start doing this so that we can start bragging about ourselves? So we can start bragging on some of the things that we're doing in our black communities. When are we gonna start to do them? Because right now I don't see we just doing more talking negative about ourselves. And white folk, they're like, we don't even have to kill them no more. They're doing it for us. We don't even see the Klan no more. Go ahead.
Remember the other night when we was on Forecast Show and I said I don't talk about the church. That's why I got away from talking about certain things and I searched for something negative. Because we can point out the positive. So it means I search for something positive. Because we all know the negative. So I'm going to find a couple of black churches that literally doing for black people. And I want to highlight them. Let's highlight them as much as the bad ones get highlighted and see if we can start a movement where other ones can copy off of them. If that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense.
That's why I said I'm going to find, because everybody can talk about the negative. So I'm going to talk about some of the positive. We got to search for the positive because it's not highlighted. We don't even highlight it, especially on social media. We don't highlight it because it don't bring YouTube dollars.
Right. That's right. That's right. Just like on my channel, one channel, I'm on TikTok, right? And of course I'm banned. Well, I'm kind of banned because they don't want to see our truth, which is why I say we need our own web page. I was actually talking to a guy about it, but it's going to cost so much money. I'm like, I can't do that by myself. I'm not even going to try it. Now, if other black folk want to do it, they can take over that project. I know the guy and everything, but I can't do it. It's too much right now. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, we as black people, we need our own platforms. We keep saying that, but we won't step out to go and price them. We won't step out to go and see, okay, how much is it going to cost for us to get our own? We have to get to a place where we are seeing that there's a need and step out to go and come together collectively and support that need and do what we need to do and start doing it. We have to start somewhere. But right now we look up and it's like, where are the clinics? We know we need medical clinics. Where they at? We know that we need our community stores. We know that we need stuff. Let's come on. Let's come together for the ones that are saying they woke Israel. Okay, Hebrew Israel. Let's get it together and let's come up with our own schools. Let's come up with our own stores. Let's come up with some of the stuff that we know that we're supposed to have anyway. We calling ourselves woke, but what we doing, we're not doing anything different. We're still working on their jobs. We're still sending our kids to their schools. We're still supporting Walmarts. We're still doing the same stuff that we was doing when we were asleep. We're doing it woke now. We just reproducing so-called, I don't know what you call it now. I can't even say it's woke, because if we were woke, we would be doing something different. So we can't even say we really woke. We just know that we know a little bit more information than we knew yesterday, but we're not doing anything with that information. So I don't know. I wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
I absolutely agree with you, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. If we want to do something, and people say it's old school, but I got up the other morning. It was 5 o'clock. I'm getting ready for work. Go to get me a cup of coffee, right? Jehovah's Witness out there passing out flyers. You can call it old school. You can call it whatever you want. But if we don't hit these streets, because I've realized the only people on YouTube that truly get something moving is people that's hustling. If you're not hustling on social media and you're black, right, it really don't work for you. And that's that's my opinion. But I see it, so it's easy for me to create that opinion of what we are not and what we need to do. I'm not saying get away from social media, but what I am saying is we need to add some old school to it.
Yep.
We got to get in the streets. If you don't get in the streets, because that's where the people at.
Right.
You can sit and we can say, oh, they got 10,000 people watching them. But you get in them streets, you're gonna see way more than 10,000 people.
Yep.
We got to get in the streets. And if we see a need, we have to be willing to step out and say, you know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to meet this need. Our people need this, so I'm going to do it.
Yep. We have to.
And in that process, hopefully some other people see it.
That's right.
Some more of our people see it.
Yep.
And they want to come along. And that's just, I'm just a firm believer in that. Other people might not, but that's what I believe.
And I believe that. I believe that we have to start putting things in place on purpose. And then the ones that are interested will do it. And the ones that want to take it over. That's why I put stuff out there. I'd be like, hey, I already talked to a guy that anybody want to take it over, take over. Anybody, community stores, I'll help you to build it. I was looking for a building at one time, but I cannot do everything. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of time to do what I'm doing with the foundation. It takes a lot. Plus I'm doing other stuff. You can't do it all. I'm telling you. But if anybody wants to take that on as far as that website, building that website, because we do need our own website. And there are Black people that have websites, and I'm like, okay, let's not reinvent the wheel. We can go and support theirs, and maybe we can use that as our website. Okay, we got Michi X. We have, I think, what's his name? What's that doctor? What's his name? What is that Black guy? I can't even think of his name. And he's got his own channel. Okay, so why can't we use his channel to do it? You know, he has his own little private little chat and stuff. So there are things out there, but instead of us having like 15 different chats, why not just have one? Just like we need our own phone book, okay? Instead of us having like 15 different phone books, because somebody said, well, we have that. We have our own little website, you know, or phone book, you know, to let everybody know what the Black businesses are. We have that. Okay, well, why do we have 15 of them? Why not just one main register place for Black people to go to register their businesses? We need one place, not 15 different places. And this is what we have to deal with, that individualism. We got to get rid of that, because we are now, you got 15 different whatevers, but where's the main one? Let's have one that we go to that we can all support. And if you need to put in a little money toward that one, okay, set up a thing where the money can go directly to the place where we need to pay for the website to be connected. So you're not just giving it to one person, and we can give it to that one person that's behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That's attached to the web page, instead of somebody else that, you know, people may not trust or whatever. But we got to start somewhere. We have to do something different. And
everybody want to be the ultimate Negro.
Exactly. And we need
everybody want to say it's me,
right.
It's me.
Right. And we don't have time for that. Right now, people are getting their taxes. What are you doing with your taxes? We need to talk about that. We need to talk about, okay, you got money now. Why aren't we putting it toward a website? Or why are we putting it toward a community store? Or why are we putting it toward something online where we can maybe register a store online, and maybe we could have an online store and send products to different individuals in the area. You know, seeing that Black folk are sprawled out, we have a grocery store in Georgia that will ship to different individuals. Why are we using that? Because people want to get out and they want to, you know, go to Walmart because it's quicker, it's closer. But what about us supporting our sister who has a Black store in Georgia? That's what I'm saying. Haven't you heard about the Black girl in Georgia? It's a store. I read about that maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe. Might have been a little longer. But she has a store. I'm like, why are we supporting her store? Why don't we do more when we see Black folk doing Black things, Black businesses? Why aren't we automatically supported? It should be an automatic. Oh, say, okay, since you got your store, I'm getting my stuff from you. Okay, you got your clinic, I'm coming to your, you know, I'm gonna put your clinic on my webpage so we can get everybody in that area to get to that clinic. I mean, there's things that we can do, but we're in such an abusive relationship with America. The worse they treat us, Bakari, the more we love them. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this emotional detachment, surviving ongoing abusive relationships. We are in that abusive relationship, and emotionally detaching from an abusive relationship can be extremely difficult. We know that. We have a hard time right now separating from people that will shoot you. You walking on the street with a pen in your hand, and oh, he got a gun, or will shout gun, and the person ain't got nothing because they laying down with their hands up, and that's what they did to that boy, and they shot him so several times. And they actually would have got away with Tyree Nichols, Tyree. They would have gotten away with his murder if the camera on the street where they were, wasn't working. Everybody had on body cams, but if that main street, that main pole wasn't working, they probably would have got away because they were said, oh, he had a gun and all this other stuff. And this is what they do now. We have to learn their tactics of them now. Oh, he got a gun. We have to learn stuff like that. We're not learning that because they said, oh my God, he had a gun. No, the one dude didn't even have a gun, but they said, oh, he fired. And one police officer had the nerve to call it in that the dude was shooting at him. And, you know, and of course he ended up killing the guy. And it came out later that the guy didn't even have a gun. He was shooting at the guy. You know, he was shooting first and then called it in like the guy was shooting at him. This is the tactic.
You talking about what happened in Austin, Texas?
Yes.
You talking about what happened? Yes. You know, I did a show about that too. The young man was laying on the ground. It was 3 cops, and they just started shooting on the ground around him and started screaming, he's shooting, he's shooting, he's shooting.
See? And we have to learn their tactics. And that's a new tactic now. They said, quit resisting, quit resisting. You just laying there and you'll hear the people say, I'm not resisting. And then you hear gunshots. And then it's, oh, he was resisting. What the hell you mean? The dude laying on the ground with his hands up and y'all hollering, a gun, a gun. This is the tactics that we're using. We're not recognizing the new tactics. We'll hear them do a report and say, oh, he had a gun, and he really didn't have a gun because the police said he had a gun. Then you heard the gunshots, but you heard the police gunshots. See what I'm saying? Those are tactics that we need to be learning from. We have to learn from them.
Yeah.
You got something you want to say?
No, you're right. We do have to learn from them. And that's our biggest thing. We don't want to.
Right.
I ain't gonna say don't want to, but we act like we don't want to.
Well, honey, I can say we don't want to because we're not doing it. Because if you want to, you'll be doing it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying we're gonna call it out. We ain't gonna pussyfoot right here. We ain't pussyfooting. They don't want to. When black people see what they do when it comes to their house, then they want everybody to join ranks. We want you to join ranks right now, so that if it does come to your house, praying that it don't, but if it does, you already got stuff in place to counteract that. We already got stuff that we like the new era. We talk about the new era. They're already in place. They're telling us you got 5 people in Georgia. They might have one in Georgia, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bakari. I think they have found one of those foundations in Georgia already. But he told me, he said, if you have 5 people where you are, we'll come out there and we'll start a chapter in your area. And I already looked him up and I'm like, why aren't we doing this? It should be it should be across globally. It should be global. This stuff should be happening. I think they have it in like 7 or 8, maybe 9 states, maybe now, but it should be more. It should be more. But black folk ain't ready yet. We're not ready. We're not ready to pull away from white supremacy. We're not ready from the abuse. And this is how we know that Willie Lynch and the Stockholm Syndrome is real. Because Stockholm Syndrome is what? We gravitate to the abuser. We love that abuser and we protect that abuser no matter what. That's what we're dealing with right now. Mental illness. It comes back to that mental illness. And we're going to talk a little bit about that now. Huh? Go ahead.
The victim blame the victim and protect the victimizer.
Right.
Hey, but you know what? Thank you for letting me speak. I'm trying to cook something to eat right, trying to cook something. Go ahead. And I'm going to listen offline.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining, Bakari.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about this many men and women. Here, I'm hold on. I'm going. I hit this thing. Okay, let's go back here. I want to talk about this. This here is really what's going on. We are in such an abusive relationship. Let's look at some of the results and some of the connections to when you're in an abusive relationship. And I'm gonna read some of this stuff. And I want you, don't look at the relation. Look at black folk in the relationship with white people, in the relationship with white folk, in the relationship with America, and see, don't this sound like black people? Okay, let me read a little bit of it, and we're almost done because you know I hate long lists, but we're gonna talk about just a little bit of this. Okay, many men and women believe they still love their abusers. Okay, we do, right? We still love abusive America. We love the trauma, and here you're talking about abusive husbands, wives, exes. Yes, we love our abusive America. We love abusive white folk. We love them. We gravitate to them. We want to show them, hey, I got you. I'm with you. Hey, I'm over here. I'm not with them black folk over there. I really do trust you. I really do believe you. That's why we stood in line and took one of these right here that came up in 2021. Okay, everybody took that thing, right? When you know you ain't supposed to be trusting them. You couldn't wait. They was fighting over them shots. I'm just saying. Instead of you sitting up there coming back, just looking and just wait to see who gonna drop dead first. What's gonna happen with folk taking this stuff? We couldn't. I'll take it. Running to the little sites, lines long, and you waiting. You standing in line for them to, to do it. And now what's happening? You see now a lot of folk dropping dead. And there's the thing, you guys don't believe me? Look at the news every day. You've seen one that who died today. He was one of the American Idol men, 31. Dropped dead of a heart attack. I'm just saying, we're not putting 2 and 2 together. Okay, it's more young folk down of heart attack now within the last 2 years than I've ever seen ever before. I'm just saying. Okay, let's continue on. Therefore, developing independence and detaching from their abusers, even when they're a consistent source of pain, we still seem to we hang on tighter, don't we? We hug them tighter. We just can't. Oh my God, Master, we got you, Master. And then don't let a black person start telling you truth about white folk. Oh, we gonna jump on that black person. We gonna jump on their case. We gonna protect Master. Oh, we gonna protect. Oh, you ain't gonna talk about Miss Lily. You ain't gonna talk about Miss Karen. You ain't gonna talk about Master over here. You know, we be ready to. You know, I seen this thing where this white girl was dating this black guy, right? And it was a black barber. She was female. She was a barber working with him. And a white woman walked in, and she didn't know that, you know, the dude was sitting in the other dude's chair. And, you know, she spoke to the black guy and gave him a kiss. And the white girl and the black girl said, "Oh, you dating white girl? You dating this white girl?" And he said, "I'm dating I'm dating a woman." That's what he said. He didn't say a white woman. "I'm dating a woman," like that. And she goes, "Oh, you dating a white woman?" He said something about, "Well, I ain't gonna say, I'm dating a woman." He kept saying that. But then, you know, the black barber, it was, you know, they were kind of going back and forth. Then you had another young woman in there that was like, "Oh, she sounded like she hated to me," jumped in to protect the Lily, okay, to protect the Snow Bunny, right? And went against her own sister. Do you believe that would have happened if a white woman, if that thing had been exchanged and the black woman walked in a white establishment? You think a white person would have stood up for that black woman and jumped on her side instead of her own? Heck no. They don't do stuff like that. But the more they hate us, the more we love them. Help me make it make sense, family. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. I'm trying to get there, but I can't. Nevertheless, let's read a little more. Learning to detach is vital. If you ever hope to regain your health, happiness, sanity, and sense of self, this also applies to people who have divorced. We need to be divorced from America. We need to have a breakup with this abusive America, okay? But have to maintain some degree of contact. Yes, we may have to maintain just a little bit of contact with them until we get ourselves totally free because of shared children. You know, we got some shared businesses with them, right? Working for the same company. We work for their companies. We work for them, right? Or attend the same schools. But we have to get to the place where we are separating from them. You don't have to live around them. Okay? This is what I'm saying. You guys getting ready to do your taxes right now, right? Y'all getting ready to buy your taxes. I'm going to leave that up there because I want y'all to see the titles. You getting ready to buy your taxes, right? Why are we not getting together and buying land? We can buy some land very easy in where's a southern town. I'm just saying, maybe in Georgia. Georgia got land. And you know, some parts of Georgia can be racist too, but you got more black folk in Georgia. Okay. You can have your own little town. You can have your own little school, your own little police department. Ain't that what one of them families did? They bought 100 acres, right? 20 families bought 100 acres, and they building up their own little area, right? Okay. We didn't got to tell them what we're not doing. We're not going to announce it. But when they come to this land is not for sale. There's 100 acres and it's for us. Okay. And that's what they should have said when anybody come to buy up some land. No, this is our 20 acres. Okay. We're going to do the school and we're going to do some stuff. And we can't always say, well, we ain't going to let you in. They don't tell you. Okay. But they show you, right? Okay. Action better than words. We don't have to say nothing. We can just show them we're not interested in you coming to live with us. We're not interested in you can invest, but you can't have, can't live. You can spend your money. If you want to invest here, you can invest here, but you don't have no say and you can't come to live. And I believe that with Africa. I believe all of that for Africa. You can come and visit, but you can't stay. You can come and, give us your little money, but take your little behinds back to China. Take your little butts back to Asia. Take your little butts back to India and wherever else you come from. You can visit, but you can't stay. Okay? Come on, let's continue reading. Emotionally detached requires that you change many of your attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. Detaching is not about enabling your abusers. It's about disarming your abusers by eradicating America's ability to hurt you. We have to get to the place where we are eradicating. We're not giving them no more passes. No more passes for Biden. No more passes for Clinton. No more passes for black folk. And I'm talking about black folk that look like us, that work with white supremacy. We're not coming together with y'all. We want black folk that's gonna think black, act black, feel black, and want to be black, and want to come together and separate. This is what I'm talking about. We've got a lot of work to do. It's not about changing your behavior so that you don't trigger your America, okay? In fact, if you successfully detach, it will probably provoke America to become even nastier and controlling for a while, okay? They're gonna see that when we stop spending our money with them, they're gonna try to get more nastier with you. But guess what? If we be more consistent and we begin to buy our little land, you begin to have our little online schools first, or we support the schools that's already here that are black schools. I have a school right up the street that's a black school, right? That school should be packed. It's not. I've talked to the lady because I wanted her and I have partnered with the Ram in the Bush, right? And I asked her, I walked around the school, I said, this school is a black school. Why is it not packed? Because black folks still want to support white folk because it's free. It's not free. It's costing your children. Stop thinking that these public schools are free because it's costing you something. It's costing your child's sanity. It's costing your child's mindset because they want to pick the best of the best out of black folk and they want to take them off and they want to teach and train them how to think like them. Then they gonna put them back in the black neighborhood so that they can come in here and act like little black white supremacy. Okay? Want to sit up there and turn on you and think they better than you because white folk train them how to act a fool like them. Ain't nothing good about them. Ain't nothing good about you going to school with them devils. Ain't nothing good about demons. Ain't nothing good about, well, I voted for one of the lesser two evils. You a damn fool for voting at all for people that ain't doing nothing for you. If ain't nobody ever told you that, I'm going to tell you, you're a damn fool for you sitting up there voting for the lesser of two evils. Why don't you run for mayor of your area and you can have some say so and get 3 of your buddies to run for city council? Then you can change a thing. Then you can get reparations for yourself. I'm just telling you how you can do it. Stop sitting up there acting like you got to settle for them crackers. God already told you ain't got no business voting for them in the first place. Ain't nobody got no business over Israel but Israel. Y'all don't read your word. You say you're Christians. You say you read the Bible and don't know what the hell that Bible is saying. Y'all don't have a clue in what the Bible's telling y'all to do. Ain't no way. Remember the Bible we talked about kings? And they said, who you want? You want a king or you want me or you want a king? They said, them dummies said, we want a king. Okay, every 4 years we telling God we want a king. So he said, okay, go ahead and take Biden, take Clinton, take Reagan, take Nixon, and all of them caused black folk harm. One dropped drugs in the neighborhood. The other one took away your school, your kids' privileges, your kids' after school programs, summer school programs. Did Reagan take away all those programs away from our children? The YMCAs, YWCAs, they're closed. After school programs, no more. Remember summer camps? Used to go to summer programs with the schools. They used to be open all summer at the schools. We go up there and swim. We go have lunches. All those programs Reagan took out of your schools. Remember that? Come on, you guys. Y'all voting for people that have the worst ideas about black people. Reagan hated black folk. Nixon hated black folk. But you had black folk voting for these crazy people. Clinton hated black folk, but you had Clintons. All black folk voted for Clinton, and Biden did the worst to black people. And what we do, we gave him the highest seat. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't. When Biden got in there, I was like, done. I was like, oh, there's no way Biden get in there. I knew, but after Trump got in there, I said, oh, Lord, they don't tell her who we're going to get in there next. You let the clown or the clowns get up in there. And America was the laughing stock. Then you turn around and gave Biden the highest seat. This devil created a law to black people that he knew was going to impact our lives. And he did the most damage to black people. And y'all love that racist devil right there. Yeah, his son is I can't stand. Every time I look at him, it's just, I want to throw up in my mouth. I'm serious. His son, he's disgusting. His son is disgusting. They had those videos about Biden when he was touching on them little girls and the little girl, it was just disgusting. And y'all still sat up there. You ignored that. Ignored what he told you when he first got in office. He said, America is doomed, not just because of black people, African Americans. Remember he said that? Nobody said a word. Black folk didn't even say a word. Oh, I heard it. I said, did he? I asked my husband, did he just say what I heard? I could not believe he said that. But then again, I can't, because I know we're dealing with Biden. Biden is the most racist devil alive. He already told you. He said, I don't want my children going to school with your children. And I told him I don't want your crackhead son going to school with my kids anyway. So thank God you didn't want your crackhead son going to school with my daughters. I didn't want your crackhead son around my daughters either. So thank you for feeling that way. You did me a favor by keeping your crackhead son away from my angels, my babies. Tell me you don't want your crackhead son around my daughters. Who the hell you think you is? Thank God you didn't want your crackhead around my babies. Is he really Clinton is in the black? Oh God. Oh Lord, I'm done. Oh my God, Bakari, you just blew me with that one. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done. I'm done. Black, welcome, 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 welcome. Bakari, no, he has a Black Hall of Fame. Is in the Black Hall of Fame in Arkansas. I'm done. You just didn't. I'm done. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. And what really bothers me is when Black folks say they woke, but you're not doing anything to change the situation. You're not doing anything to change anything. You call yourself woke, but you're still doing the same thing you was doing for the last 500 years, not changing anything about yourself, not changing your mindset. Because I have a girlfriend that is she's an emotional trauma therapy, and she deals with people that have gone through trauma. She's gone through some stuff. So she's, she has a business. And I wish I should even talk to her about getting on their forecast. That would be a really big panel for us, because she has an emotional forecast. We're going to talk about her maybe joining also tomorrow on Monday at 7. Okay. I'm going to see. Yes. Or his super predator moms. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's what he's. Yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about. I want one more person to be on that panel with you, if you're okay with it. Forecast. She has a trauma, and she has her own business, and it's dealing with trauma. Okay, which is what we need also in the community. But yeah, his mom. He even told our children that he didn't want our children around his children. He wanted to lock up our children because he didn't want our children to harm his mom, who probably raised him, and she was probably a racist too. So oh Lord, I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking, but y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not going there. I'm trying to be professional here. I'm trying to be, I need to take a breath, because I get so irritated talking about that man. He's just so disgusting to me. So yes, we have to learn how to detach from abusive America. Emotionally detaching requires that you change many of your attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. Did you hear me? Emotionally detaching from America is going to require us changing our attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. Detaching is not about enabling your abusers. It's about disarming your abusers by eradicating his or her ability to hurt you. Okay. I know I did that. I just wanted to make sure y'all heard it. It's not about changing your behavior so that you don't trigger America. Okay. In fact, if you successfully detach, it will probably provoke America to become even more nastier and controlling for a while. Just for a while, because they're going to keep fighting for that control, right? They're going to keep fighting. They're going to make new laws. But I'm going to tell you what, if we just keep moving forward, keep creating our schools, keep buying up our lands, and keep creating our own areas and totally separating from them, and they see we serious, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're going to get the mindset, okay, we're going to lead them. That's okay. We're not bothering y'all. Don't come over here with no stuff. And we're going to have our security around our areas. We're going to have our own police force. We're going to have our own mayors. And we're going to have Black folk, and I'm not talking about the boule, Black folk that have Black folk hearts, Black folk that want to be around Black folk that love Black folk that's going to have Black folk backs. We're not talking about the boules. We're not talking about these sellouts. We're not talking about them coons, because too many times we have coons over us, like Roland Martins, okay, Candace Owens. We don't need Black folk in our corners like that. That's not the type of Black folk I want in my neighborhood. I don't want to live around Candace. Let her, that's a cracker-loving Black white supremacy wannabe. I'm just saying, she loves her some white folk, and it's always negative when she talk about black people. Let her stay on over there, because I'm gonna tell you what, she gonna get her wake up call. Oh yeah, go on over there. That family, oh, she gonna get her wake up call. She probably getting it now, but because we don't see too much of her right now, right? Okay, because she getting a wake up call. Okay, so let's go ahead on. When America takes an ugly turn into constant abuse and other uncontrolling behaviors attaching your self worth, or how they treat you, or how America's treating you, and placing all your efforts into them. And that's what we're doing. And a relationship guarantees exploitation and self-destruction. That's what we're doing, family. I'm putting in America because we're talking about abusive relationship. We are in an abusive relationship with America. I'm almost done. For your psychology survival in this kind of relationship, you need to develop a feel independence and emotional detachment. You've got to detach from America, you guys. Before you can begin to detach, you need to accept the following. Okay. Love does not conquer all. What you've experiencing in your relationship probably isn't love. It's a distorted, twisted version of it. Okay. And right now, we got an all kind of twisted version of what love is. We have no idea. We've never felt love from anybody. Not even our moms when we were little. Let me hold on. I'm gonna help you to understand what I mean. What I'm saying is, when our moms back in the slavery, they couldn't love you that way because then they would sell you. So they were harsh on their children. They treated their children harsh. Master would say something positive about their children, but in order for master not to sell your child, you say, "Oh, that little nappy head child. Oh, that child's so disobedient." Oh, you had to pull the self-esteem of your child down in front of massa, so it we begin to pass that down generationally. Even now, you can say something positive about somebody's child, and they be say, "Oh, that's the baddest child I got." You feel me? That's what it came back from slavery. We still see the residue of what we did back then. We see it right now. We see it right now today. Okay. You can't fix or rescue someone from being abused, sick, dysfunctional, and lost in their own highly distorted reality. In fact, trying to rescue an abuser, particularly if you are a borderline personality, a narcissist, a historic, or a sociopath, is akin to trying to rescue a drowning person who's crying for help and then holds you underwater until you begin to drown. And that what we're going through right now? Okay, come on, let's talk about this. But we talking about a relationship, an abusive relationship with America. Okay. They be saying husband or wife, but we talking about America. Put America in that, because that's who we in an abusive relationship with. The more you try to rescue them, the more they drag you under. Ain't that what they doing? The more we loving on them, the more they doing what? Creating laws, passing laws. I seen where in Alabama, the high schools could not teach past. They had to go 1970. Black history is 1970 on up. You cannot go in 1865 and 1611 and all. You can't talk about nothing past 1970. You trying to make me forget. We need to be separated from them. I'm telling you. Okay. Hold on, let me see. You can survive and thrive without your abusive relationship. We can do that. You don't need America. You had a life with before this person. You had a life. We used to do stuff before America, right? Okay, and eventually you will have a much better life after we separate from America. We'll have things much better, because I can see we do stuff now, but when they come on the scene, they bring a whole lot of toxic with them. Then they bring in little white supremacy that think like them, and then they want to just pour on the hot sauce. Okay. Hold on, let me see where I'm at. You're not responsible for America's behavior, okay, or their happiness, okay, failures, shortcomings, and bad behaviors. That's not our responsibility. But when they get tired, every now and then they'll come to black folks, say, "Black women, can we get some help as far as this abortion is concerned?" No, you cannot. That's your fight. You deal with it. Can we? When they came and talk about their men, and we started to talk about our men. Every time they bring some mess to us, we have to learn their tactics so we know to shut them down. No, we're not going to talk about our men. That's your fight. You go ahead and deal with your men. We got this over here. Okay, the person who you want, your America or partner with to be in conflict with, the person she or he is in reality. Okay, the person who you want your spouse, which is America, or partner to be, is in conflict. America's in conflict with the person she or he is in reality. Okay, continue to hope for the best for someone who constantly gives you the worst, and that's us voting every 4 years. Continuing to hope for the best for someone who constantly gives you the worst is a setup for more pain and delusionment. Isn't that true for America? Okay, we vote every 4 years. We continually thinking, well, they're gonna do something, they're gonna do something, they're gonna do something. Oh, y'all got to vote, gotta vote, gotta vote. What the hell are we voting for? What have they done for us these last 3 years? Tell me one thing Biden did for just Black people. I'll wait. Okay, I'm gonna wait. Go ahead. But I'm gonna read while you think of one. I'm gonna continue reading. Okay. I'm just saying. Continue to hope for the best. Okay, hold on. You are not hopeless, okay, powerless, and incompetent. The relationship with your abusive spouse, America, causes you to feel that way, which is why it's often so difficult to take care of yourself and break free. Did you hear me? Okay. There's no shame in admitting that you need to walk away from America that's destructive and toxic. America is destructive and toxic. It's vital that you begin to develop a rational perspective and distance yourself from America, the ongoing pain, okay, that America has caused, okay, that you can neither control or change. We can't change America, but we can change us, okay? Many people remain in abusive relationships well beyond the point of personal pain and devastation that defines reason. You need to come back to your senses and see America for who it really is, okay? Here's some detaching techniques. Make yourself solely responsible for your own well-being and happiness. Did you hear me? We can no longer look to America for that. We can no longer look to them to help us. Okay. We are in charge of our own freedom. We are in charge of our own thoughts. We're in charge of us being happy. America don't want you to be happy. They don't care if you're happy or not. Okay. They continue to set up system, continuing putting laws into practice that's going to hurt us, right? Number 2, accept that you cannot fix America. We can't change, rescue, save, make America happy, or love someone enough to make them be nice to you. You can't make America love you. They'll never love you. Eliminate the hooks of your abusers. How do we do that? A hook is typically an emotional, psychological, and physical state that you have in America and the relationship. Okay. For example, guilt is a big hook that keeps many that keeps us in this abusive relationship with destruction, narcissistic, borderlines, and historic partners. Okay. America. Okay. We ain't gonna read all of that. Learn to control your body language. Okay. Your body language and facial expressions can betray what you are feeling and thinking on the inside without you saying a word. America converts and over attacks, okay, are designed to elicit a reaction. You need to learn how not to give them the reaction they are seeking. Come on, you guys. Lower your expectation of America. Originally, people expected the best from others to create a positive self-fulfilling prophecy. However, expecting the best from America, okay, will result in you feeling broadsided, perpetually disappointed, and hurt most of the time. That's when you get to people that they say, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening in 2023. Are you serious? It never changed. What are you talking about? It never changed. Read your slave books. Look at your slave movies. It never changed, okay? For all their crocodile tears and hypersensitive, abusive, narcissistic, borderline, historic, and sociopath people are emotionally predators and bullies. America is a bully. Okay. Happiness reflects the differences between what you expect versus what you actually get in life. So if you keep expecting good things to happen, but will never do or take a turn for the worse, you will suffer constantly unhappiness. Your America is abusive. We know that. They probably have sufficient uh, characteristic uh, pathological and are unlikely to change. Therefore, keep your expectations for their behaviors low, but continue to believe that you will be okay once you remove yourself from the situation. That's being in a relationship with America. Stop giving them the power to hurt you. We give America the power to hurt us every 4 years. Do we not? Do something that removes you from the abuse and centers you. Okay. Meditate on whether your version of meditation is reading, walking, and this is right now. It's forming. It's forming businesses. It's being getting more training. Like Ram in the Bush is here to train us to build our own tables. Take advantage of that. Okay. We have stuff in place. Pull your children out of their schools. We have stuff in place now, and we're putting stuff even in place later that's going to allow us to support us, that's going to allow us to have our own businesses, that's going to allow us to open other avenues for us to take care of us. Okay, this is why we created Ram in the Bush. See the big picture and don't get distracted by their oh Lord, I done lost my little spot. By their actions. Okay, the ultimate goal is to be not to let their abusive behavior affect you anymore, and to end the relationship. We have to end the relationship. We have to totally not support. We have to totally separate, right? That's what number 7 is telling us. We have to be separate from them. Expect them to hit even harder emotionally, seriously. You have to expect that they're going to fight when they see that we are buying our own land and we're creating our own schools. Oh, they're going to put some laws in place. Oh, they coming. Those thugs in blue is coming. Those KKK members that's wearing those suits, they're coming. But guess what? We're going to be already ready, because that's where we have our security team, our police force, our mayors. We making up our own little stuff. Yes, in America, within an America, but we could also change our nationality also, you guys. We don't have to stick and continue calling ourselves African Americans. That's not a nationality. We have to come up with a nationality. What are we? Do we want to be Hebrews? Do we want to be Moors? Do we want to go back to being called the Moors? What do we want to go back to being called? We have to select a nationality. We have to have a flag. And I saw on TikTok the other day that somebody said we had a flag. I didn't know we had a black flag, but they said we did. So I'm guessing we do. So Journey, welcome. How you doing? Welcome. We have to give ourselves a nationality. Okay. And I didn't even know we had a flag. Seriously. We have to understand and recognize the flag. Seriously. We have to. Okay. And this is what we have to do. Total separation. That's it. Total separation for us. We can no longer count and allow them to educate our children. We can no longer continue working on their jobs, because I'm going to tell you what, for real, Black folk, if we pulled our resources together, we could bankrupt this country. If you stop spending for 30 days, we could literally bankrupt this country. I mean, yeah, you have to get little groceries here and there, but if you can buy it from a black store, this is where this black store in Atlanta come in at, and this is where our registry comes in. And there are other stores here, black stores, that we don't even know that exist, that we could support, and we could start. Okay, let's buy from them. Make your order, maybe once a month, every 2 weeks. Make your order to that store, okay? And people in Georgia, start going to that store. Stop taking your money to Walmart. You have online businesses. Yes, you gotta do a little thing before we can get our community stores. We have to support online stuff. It's okay. You support Amazon right now, right? So why can't you support a Black-owned businesses? It's things that we can put in order right now today, that within the next year, no more than 5 years, I guarantee you, we can have our own lands, building our own homes. We can have our own banks. I'm just saying, we got to start somewhere. We can have our own schools. And them crackers will look at us and be like, what in the hell are those Black people doing? What are they doing? And our own nationality. And we pull away from their system. We create our own. We have to pull away from their system. And I don't know, we talked about the straw man, and I'm still doing research on that. But I'm telling you, we can pull away, and you can look up, because their police officers aren't even supposed to be able to touch us. Once you come away from their system. You come away from the claiming your own straw man, claiming your own name and stuff. Pull away. My girlfriend, I have a girlfriend that's doing it. She's doing it. Actually, going to show me how, and then I'm gonna show you guys. I'm telling you, because I don't believe in not sharing. I believe in sharing. I'm just saying, okay. But I'm telling you, she's pulling, and she knows people that pulled away. It's called your straw man. Look at your straw man. Okay, the police officers aren't even supposed to be touching you. It's a letter that I showed you guys that I had a letter, and it was claiming my name back. Okay, I've started the process. I don't know a whole lot about it. Just started the process. I'm still learning, but as soon as I learn the process, I want to teach you guys. We're not even supposed to be going to court. When we go to court, if they don't have a, because they're part of their corporation, they're not even supposed to be talking to us. They're not even supposed to be stopping us for a stoplight. The only way they can get us if it's murder. A lot of people in jail ain't got no business being in jail right now because it's illegal. The judges aren't even real. They're doing something else. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm learning now. But the attorneys, the judges, the police officers aren't even supposed to be able to talk to you if you have this certain paper. And if you have this certain paper, they're not even supposed to be able to have anything. They can't put you in jail because they can't talk to you to put you in jail. And a lot of people that know what they're doing, they have their stuff together and they are already doing it. So a lot of people they're not allowed to touch. They can't touch them because they know the system. Once we learn the system, I'm telling you, you have to claim your straw man back. And it has something to do with that. The UCC codes, look up the UCC black codes, black laws. Okay, there's a book called the Black Laws. We can look up UCC codes. That'll help you and with your straw man and pulling away from their system. So a lot of stuff that we are suffering from right now, we have no business suffering from, but because we don't know the law, they're putting our people in jail for no apparent reason. There's no reason why Black folk should be sitting in jail for non-violent offenses. And the only way they can put you in jail is supposed to be for murder. So if you didn't commit murder and you're sitting behind bars, you are sitting behind bars illegally. I'm telling you, look up the straw man. There are people on the internet that can help you with this. I had a paper. If I can find it really super quick, I'll tell you about some people. But these are people that you can even look up on the internet, and they can start talking to you about it. And one of them is DEKAYDAKING. Okay, he talks a lot about it. The light worker, National Liberty Alliances. I'm telling, these are people that's doing it, and I'll put them in the comments after I'm off the line, and you can go and look them up. And they're on TikTok, and they're talking. Melanated Goddess 222, the lady Mesh 444. They talked about the UCC codes, and they're talking about telling Black folk how it's illegal to put us in jail. If you didn't commit a murder, you have no business sitting behind bars. And this is what I keep telling Black folk. You're not supposed to be in jail. There's no reason for you to be in jail for any other reason unless it's murder, period. They cannot touch you. Once you pull your name and pull from their system, they can't touch you. But you have to do it the right way and understand the laws in order to be able to do it. And a lot of Black folk don't have the time to do it. But I'm learning now, and I am going to tell you guys, and I'll do a class on it if you want me to, once I learn how to do it totally. But I've started the little process. I've started because until she's not done with hers, she's finishing up. As soon as she gets done, she's gonna help me do mine, and then I'll show you and maybe do a live on it. I'm telling you. So it's a lot of stuff that, yeah, sovereign citizen, yes, Black, you got it. That's what it's called. And you guys should be looking this stuff up so that we can be sovereign citizens. And you still can get your retirement. They can't touch your retirement, but a lot of stuff that is going on right now with Black people will stop if you have claimed your sovereign citizenship. And it's a certain way that you even write your name, and she was even showing me how, and I have it written up here, but she was even showing me how you write your name to get the capital, all caps. You don't do that anymore. It's a certain way you write your first name, then you put or slash. It's a certain way that we do. She showed me all that stuff, but I'm like, man, I need to learn more about it. And Black, if you know people that have done it already, put some people or some names in the comments so other people will know. But yeah, I would love to even do a class on it once I learn how, because this is stuff that Black people are suffering with right now, and it's the relationship with America. And you have people in jail that shouldn't even be there. It's totally illegal for them to be in a jail cell. But because we don't know about the sovereign citizenship, we don't know how to reclaim that. We don't know about our straw man. We don't know about creating our own nationality. We're in their prisons and they're getting paid and they're getting rich off of us, off of our ignorance. But I'm telling you, a lot of stuff that we're suffering through, it's because of us and the lack of our understanding. And it's because of us not knowing how to fight their racist system. But I'm telling you, when you do that sovereign citizenship, you pull away from their system and you are literally a private entity. They cannot touch you. I keep telling people that, but I don't know enough about it. But as soon as I learn about it, I will get on here and I will share. I don't mind sharing. You know me. I don't mind sharing. But I hate these long lives. I did not want this. I think I've said enough. I've been on here since 12:30. So that's enough. This is 2 hours. That's long enough. I'm gonna stop sharing right now. But I want us to deal with this abusive relationship, the emotional detachment of surviving ongoing abusive relationship, which we are in with America. We are in so deep with this abusive relationship, and we need to do better. Seriously, it is time for us to do something, and this is what it's called, you guys, sovereign citizenship. And I'm serious. We need to learn more about that. And maybe after my girlfriend gets done doing hers, I'll see if she wants to come on here. We'll do lives about it, because if we can do steps, we can do classes. But I do believe that it's time for us to do something. And we can talk and we can complain and we can cuss and we can fight all we want. But until we do what we need to do, until we do the work, until we become our own private citizens, nothing is going to the behavior that they are doing won't stop. What'd you say? High frequency radio with Yusef does it the best. Really? Okay. I will look them up. Yep, because I know a lot of my girlfriend has paid, to get it done. And like I said, she's doing it now. And she's gonna help me to do mine. Okay. Because my thing is, it's time for Black people. If we really serious, I am not gonna say I'm woke and I'm still doing the same thing that I was doing before, that we've been doing for 400 years. It is time for us. And I've talked to different people and they say, well, we can't do anything. We're still under the curse. No, we're not. If you telling me 400 years the curse was broken, why are you still telling me we under the curse? The curse should be done, right? He's on YouTube. He is. Okay. I'm getting ready to write his name down right now so I can look him up when I get off of here, because I don't want to lose this for high frequency radio. Okay, I'm gonna look him up when I get off. Y'all take notes of that and go and see what high frequency is talking about, because he's doing it. Okay, I don't know much about him, but I am going to look him up and then I will come back to you guys and we'll talk about it. But I told you I'm going to do it because I don't believe in allowing the enemy to continue hurting you and you do nothing about it. I don't believe in that. And Black while Indian said that this fella's on YouTube, and it's time for us to do something about the abuse. And if you're serious, go look up this high frequency radio with Yusef L. He said he's doing it best. Have you done it, Black? Or are you thinking about doing it, or has he done it? My thing is we have to ask questions, and I'm gonna go on his channel after I'm done just to see what he's been talking about. And see if because I did one paper and you can pull out and it's in Minnesota, and I did that part. Okay, so just doing the steps. I'm just learning about it, so I'm doing some reading about it. But if this is a way to stop them in their tracks, I'm going to do whatever it's going to take. And I hope and pray that you guys are thinking about doing it also, because you got MFAC Soul Journey. And I wasn't even trying to talk to you about that in jail. And he doesn't even need to be there. If you take some of this information and look up high frequency and tell him about high frequency, he can actually get out of that situation. And because I wish he had did it before the case and before all that other stuff. And then he would have been able to fight his case better. But I'm telling you, people are in jail now that shouldn't even be there because of they not understanding the UCC codes and the Black codes, the Black laws and all this stuff. And it's time for us to learn about some of this stuff if we want to be free. And if we want to fight the system and be able to be free and have our freedom and not be going to jail for non-violent crimes. And the only reason you're supposed to be going to jail is for murder. Okay. Other than that, the jail system is illegal. It's super illegal. I have not yet, just learning and starting the process right now. Me too. So yeah, we're gonna do this, and hopefully, once you learn some things, you can come on here and talk. Or if I beat you to it, but my girlfriend is doing it. Hopefully, I may even have her to come on. And a lot of people have done it, and they just don't want to bring attention to themselves, or they want to stay hidden. And my thing is, but when I know stuff, I like to tell it, even if she comes on here and I cover her face and she not even, be on camera. But I will try to get her on here to talk more about it. She, like I said, she's in the process now, but I think once she gets done, I'm going to talk to her today and see if she want to come on a live, and maybe within the next 2-3 weeks, if her process is done or if it's nearly completed, I'll see how she feels about coming on here talking to me, talking to us about it, even if she covers her face and use a fake name or whatever. But I just believe that it's time for us to learn truth, and it's time for us to be protected. It's time for us to fight this thing. I mean, we don't have to pull a weapon out. We can fight it by uh, claiming our sovereign citizenship. That might be one way of us doing it, and having a flag. And I know Grandmaster NFAC talked about having a flag, our own flag. He had conversation about this, and I kind of wish he had did and got out of America and then helped us from another area, that he wouldn't be where he is now. Because that's my boy. I love me some NFAC. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, anytime Black folk are here to help Black people, Black folk are so damaged, we'll begin to call them agents. We begin to call them all kind of stuff. And in fact, you're looking and you're seeing that they're trying to help you get free, and you so scared of being free that you call them all kind of stuff. And ain't got no proof to anything that you're saying. You just want to run your mouth. But we're gonna have to learn how to get out of this abusive relationship. And I wanted to show you a little bit of things that will show you that we are in an abusive relationship. That's why I brought that story up about the emotional abuse, because it's time for us to start recognizing and time for us to do some things to come out of that. Okay. And now is the time to come out of that. I appreciate you guys for coming and hopping on here with me. I don't like to do long lives. 2 hours. This is really long enough for me. Seriously. An hour really is all I try to do. But this was, I think it was so much needed. It was so much, some good stuff, good information. I hope you guys learned something. And, I'm on every Sunday. Hopefully we'll stick with 1:00 on Sundays. I know the last couple of Sundays I had to change time, but I started today at 12:30, which is great for me. That's a good time. But we'll see you back here next Sunday at 1. But you guys like and share and hit the bell so you guys will know that I'm here. Everybody that came, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys because you guys could have been somewhere else. Doing it, you could have been with your families, but you took time out to come over here and be with Cassie. I appreciate it. Peace, family. Y'all have a good day, rest of your day, and we will see you guys. And be careful out there in these streets. Keep your head on the swivel and be sure and take your candy bars with you. Do not leave home without it. It's for your protection. Peace, and we'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye for now.